Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue year 2 with our San Jose Sharks. We're up here at the trade deadline with a pretty good record, 36-23-4. I think our last 10 games we were 5-5, so we've hit a little bit of a rough patch, but still, our record is good enough to give us, 4th in the West, first in our division, which is good, but 4th in the Western Conference, and yeah, I mean, we're top 10. We're top 10 in the NHL. Definitely, we could still win that President's Trophy. Yeah, we'd have to catch the Minnesota Wild, who are only, 6 points, 3 games ahead of us? We can definitely catch them. But again, we won the President's Trophy last year. It's not the end of the world. I'm not trying to go for that. I just want to try and get our team working the best that it can so that when the playoffs come, I don't have any line changes to make, right? We have a few more games here to try and make some tweaks, some changes to this team to try and get it simulating at its best, and I have a few ideas. But before we get into that, I got to remember to finally show you guys the goaltender that went first overall last year, Ville Husso. I wanted to do it in the last video, I just forgot. Once I got going, I forgot, so I'll quickly just get it out of the way right now. So this was the guy who went first overall. All right, where is he? Let's see if he's playing in the NHL this year. All right, so Markstrom and DiPietro are in the NHL this year. In the system, there he is. All right, Ville Husso, 4.5 Green Star potential, 20 years old, 57 overall. So definitely worth it to draft this guy first overall. Oh yeah. They passed up on Reinhart and Ekblad, but even though he's only 57, with the Green Star potential, by the time he's like 22, 23, he'll be NHL ready. He'll probably get a huge jump this year. All right, so the Florida Panthers, they got a great goaltender in the future, and actually they got Markstrom, who's already... I've seen Markstrom jump pretty well with the Red Star potential. All right, so they got a pretty good goaltending tandem there in Florida. All right, so there you go. I showed you guys Ville Husso. Now... you know what? Let me just quickly check out some things. Team standings. Yeah, because it was our special teams that we wanted to get back on track. Goals for per game. Yeah, that needed to improve. Goals against per game. That was fine. So defensively, we're good. And that's the important stat. Power play. That needs to be a lot better. And that was the one that I wanted to change. The power play. Not so much 5-on-5 because... our goals against is great and our PK is great, right? But if we just improved our power play, that would also improve our goals for. I wanted to move some players around on that. And our last 10, yeah, we're 5-5-0. All right, so let's quickly just take a look at our lines. I was thinking about moving Patrick Marleau up to the first line, but I don't want to take Logan off the first line because he's still getting better, and I want him to stay on the first line, get as many points as he can. So he is not negotiable. He's not being moved down to the second line. Maybe come the playoffs you can move him down, right? But during the regular season, no. I wouldn't mind moving Brent Burns down to the second line. I'm really stacking up Marleau, Thornton, and Couture, but... Does that take away from our second line? Because now we got 2 power forwards and a two-way forward. And also, remember, we were one of the best teams in the NHL for goals against. Brent Burns brings that great defensive category and that great physical and that great athleticism category to that first line, right? 5-star in skating, physical, and defense. So he could be helping out our team defensively, right? That's one of the things I don't want to take off Brent Burns for the first line. I mean, plus minus, he's plus 18 with only 37 points, right? So something's going right on that first line. So I'm not going to change the first or second line 5-on-5. We're going to leave it the same. Pavelski, Gallagher, Marleau, Logan, Joe, and Brent Burns. But for the power play, we're going to move Patrick Marleau up to the first line, all right? We'll do that. We'll move him over to the over here. Logan, yep. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to take Boyle off the first one, and I'm going to give it to Vlasic and Shattenkirk. This way, Boyle can be used on the second line, and because Vlasic has proved himself to get points during the regular season. I mean, last year, what do you have? 37, 26 this year. You know, let's put him on the first line power play and use Dan Boyle on the second line to see if he can help out Brent Burns, Pavelski, and Gallagher. All right, so there you go. 4-on-4. I'm going to go Vlasic, Boyle on the second line. Yep. All right, so that's taken care of. All right, we're not going to change anything else. We're going to leave that. And as for making a trade, Tyler Kennedy on the third line. I wouldn't mind replacing Tyler Kennedy on the third line, but it's just, do we have somebody to trade away, and is there somebody that we can get back that would be a pretty good player? So let me just quickly take a look here. Wouldn't mind getting a player 28 years old, so I can still use him in the future. Potential range, I only need that. There you go. It's only a third liner, right? I can use the role as third line scoring forward. And let me get, hang on, physical and defense. jack that up a little bit. Let's just see if there's anybody now. There's nobody in those search results. That's fine. Going to take our time here, boys. I want to see if there's a nice third liner that we can get. Zach Cassian, trade value is way too high. All right, we're going to find somebody with decent trade value. Spalling, Anderson. Let's see. Who's this Anderson guy? Joachim Anderson. Not bad. But no, I think I'd have to compare them. But let me just see if there's anybody else here we can find. Yeah, I'll just drag this down a little bit. This will be a lot. Oh no, there's not that many. Wow. All right, so Jimmy Hayes, that might not be a bad one. We're comparing him to Tyler Kennedy, so I'll bring up Tyler Kennedy's stats in a second here. Let me just see. Joachim Anderson is not a bad player. Craig Smith, I wouldn't mind getting a winger though. So Spalling's a winger. Tatar, he's more of a. Actually, no, he's a two-way forward. He's got good physical. Yeah, he's got 4-star in all those categories on the bottom. That's not bad. Pyarvi, no, I'm not going to take Pyarvi. Okay, then it gets a little bit too high up. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting one of these guys. All right, so Detroit's got two, Tatar and Anderson. Smith from Nashville. No, I don't need Smith from Nashville, another center. Wouldn't mind getting Spalling from Nashville, though. He's got a better defensive awareness, decent offensive awareness, 4-star, 4-star, 4.5-star for skating. Yeah, so you know what? Nashville and Detroit wouldn't be two bad teams to take a look at. So we'll try Detroit first. I wouldn't mind replacing Tyler Kennedy on that third line. Hang on a second here. Let me just see. No, Darren Helm, no. Yurko, no. Where was it? Nyquist. I'm not getting Nyquist. Anderson, there it is. All right, Tatar and Anderson. Now let me just bring up Tyler Kennedy. Where is he? Is he a right winger? No, he's a center. There he is, Kennedy. All right, so Tyler Kennedy's stats look like this. He's got 4.5-star skating, 4-star physical, 4-star defense, 4-star. He's got 4 stars everywhere else. Pretty good poise. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. I was just hoping to get somebody who's a little bit better in the defensive category. That's all. The offensive category is fine for Tyler Kennedy on the third line there. Tatar, yeah, he's not better defensively. Yeah, he's not much of a different player there. He's a winger, but he's not much of a different player. Joachim Anderson, he's got the 4.5-star defense, 4-star physical, 4.5-star. You know what? Anderson is a little bit better, I think. 26 years old. He doesn't have the poise like Tyler Kennedy does, but not bad. And then if we go to Nashville quickly, just want to take a look at these players. Wilson, I'm not getting Wilson. Who was the players? It was, yeah, Craig Smith. And there's another guy. Hang on. Spalling. Yes. So let's see Spalling. He's got 4.5-star defense, 4-star checking, 4.5-star skating, 3.5-star senses. It's not bad. 3.5-star. Yeah, Spalling's not bad. And he's a winger as well. All right. And Craig Smith. Let's see. 4-star defense, 4-star physical. Yeah, I think either Spalling or... What does Spalling have? Let's see. 2.6 for 2 years. Let me go back to Detroit. Trying to find the right player here, boys. We'll find the right guy. Who was it? No. Was it Tatar? No. He only had the 4-star defensive category. It was Anderson, the 4.5-star, right? Yeah, he had the 4.5-star. So it's either Anderson or Spalling. Pretty even players. I think I would take Anderson just for the cap space. Yeah, 1 year, 6.35 mil. Replace Tyler Kennedy with this guy, even though shot blocking is only 81. Stick checking and defense awareness is 86. Body checking, 85s. Yeah, let me just, one more time, let me go back to Spalling. I wish you could bring up like 2 players and just look at them like side by side. Spalling. Yeah, it's down between these 2 guys. Spalling, let's see. Yeah, you know what? The shot blocking is only 1 higher up. The census category is pretty even. Body checking. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Joachim Anderson. All right? That's a nice little depth player. Younger and pretty good cap space. We can afford that. So, Joachim Anderson. All right? And no, there'd be no point in getting anybody else. So, Tyler Kennedy for Joachim Anderson. So, we're going to have to make this go through somehow. Hang on a sec. Kemp. Wouldn't mind trading away Kemp. I know I drafted him last year, but it was a late draft, right? 2nd round, 47th overall. Power forward, 6'3". All right, hang on. Wouldn't want to trade him away necessarily. Let's Lemieux. I'm just looking at the players here. Drayson Bowman. No, I'm holding on to Bowman just for a playoff round. LaRose, I'm holding on for a playoff round. Tarasov, Reed. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, I could trade away a bunch of these guys just to add them into the deal. Too many players. If I could have added a bunch of players, that would have been nice. Gryba holding on for the playoffs. Yeah, really don't have much to trade away here, so I'll give away this guy because he's got no contract. All right. We're going to have to find something else here to put through. Hang on. I think it might have to be that Kemp guy. He had a pretty decent, well, not decent trade value, but the highest up that I could deal. And Lemieux. Who do I want to keep? Kemp or Lemieux? They're both power forwards. I think I want to keep Lemieux. He got the 4-star. Even though the red star, he's got 4 of them. And I like his base stats, the start. He's already 64 overall. While Kemp, where's Kemp? I already passed his, there it is, there it is. He's 55 overall. Yeah, you know what? I can add Kemp into this deal. There you go. Kemp. Let me just get 2 players that are coming back that they don't want. I'll take this guy, and I'll take, you know what? Is there any decent overall players? Yeah, these 2 guys. I'll take these 2 guys. These guys could be, what's it called? Trading assets. Where was I? There you go. Up here. So we'll take this Sproul and Polkinen just because they're 70s. All right, so I'll take them. There you go. There you go. Yep. And one more player going back the other way. Skaters matching block. Let me just find somebody that they would want to take. Gryba, Wingles, Bowman, LaRose. Yeah, no, I'm not giving them any of those players. I'm holding on to them for the playoff run. This is an important playoff run for us this year. Is there anybody with a little bit of trade value that I could give away? Yeah, see, we don't have much. I'm holding on to McCarron, holding on to Lemieux, 2 wingers, holding on to all you guys. Yeah, you know what? Goulet, I can get rid of you. Don't need you. All right. And we'll throw in the 6th. So, Tyler Kennedy, Mihalik, Kemp, Goulet, and a 6th for Joakim Anderson and 2 depth players that we're just going to use if injuries come around. I think that should go through. Yeah, that should be enough. If not, a draft pick. All right. Will it go through? Still not. Wow. Okay. I don't want to add in my first. I'll try a 3rd from 2 years from now. Will it go through? Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what it is? We really just don't have much to trade here. A 2nd? Yeah, there you go. It went through now. All right, so I gave up a 2nd. But again, next year we're going to be a good team. It's okay. We still have our 2 firsts. All right, and I replaced Tyler Kennedy, the aging Tyler Kennedy, with Joakim Anderson. Took a little bit of time to get that trade done, boys, but I wanted to make sure that it went through. So let me just put these guys down. There you go. At goalies, we still have Nabokov and Niemi. So let me just fill up these lines. I'm not going to go best lines. I already have everything taken care of. Anderson, all right? So Joakim Anderson, even though he's a center, we're going to put him on the left wing. Faceoffs is 72, which is actually decent, but Vladimir Sabatka has the faceoffs at 85. All right, so Joakim Anderson, Vladimir Sabatka, and Tommy Wingles now on that 3rd line. All right, we're going to leave the 4th line the way it is. Perfect. I like that. I do. Tyler Kennedy was getting a little bit older, and this guy has got 4.5-star defensive categories. All right, and yeah, well, it doesn't matter. That'll probably change anyways. All right, so there you go, boys. A little bit of a long time to get those trades done, but that one trade done. But I wanted to give this team a little bit extra to go into the playoffs. So we picked up 2 depth players who were only 70 overall, but still better than what we had. And we got rid of Tyler Kennedy and brought in Joakim Anderson. All right, so there is our trade deadline day. Let's continue to the end of the season here. I wanted to get something for that 3rd line. I wanted to go somebody other than Tyler Kennedy. I was hoping for maybe a power forward or a grinder, but there was nobody there. So we'll just we'll go with another 2-way forward. It's fine. So we'll continue that. Let me just blow my nose quickly. All right, that's better. So we'll see how our team ends up playing with that trade. We're 1-1 so far. Again, it was only 1 trade. Also, moving Patrick Marleau to the first line power play. We'll see if that has a increase at all. I can't even remember what our power play was, what the number was. Maybe you guys can go back in the video, see what it was. We'll check it at the end again. We'll see if it's better. I think we were like 15th or something. Oh man, I completely forget. I spent a lot of time doing that trade. I wanted to get Tyler Kennedy out of there though. I did. If you compare the stats, pretty even, but we're saving some cap space. The guy's only got 1 year left, and he had a better defensive category than Tyler Kennedy. The poise wasn't as good, and that's the one thing that I will say that Tyler Kennedy had over Joakim Anderson. But, you know what? That's all right. I'm going for the more defensive category. He's 26 years old, so he might get better. All right. And I got 2 more depth players out of it. I think Tyler Kennedy was at like 2.2 mil for like 1 year left. So he was going to be somebody that was probably just going to walk off the team, you know. getting older as well. So it's probably won't make that much of a difference to our team, but a little bit of a super Swede on the third line never hurts. Definitely never hurts. We're actually on a pretty good winning streak right now, so just keep it up. I probably just jinxed us, but oh no, we're winning. There you go. Colorado. They got a pretty good record, 38. Yeah, they beat us. I do want to win that President's Trophy. It's not the end of the world, but you know what? To answer back from last year, after that, disappointing third-round exit, we did win the President's last year, so to win it again, and then if we can have the playoff run that I'm expecting, hopefully, man, hopefully. Our fourth line is better than last year. We're older, we're older in... I'm not going to say that we're worse. Some of our players might have gotten worse, like Dan Boyle. He's really old. But I think Joe and Marleau stayed the same. And then younger guys like what's his name? Our defensive core, Logan Couture, Brendan Gallagher. Hopefully he gets a little bit better over the course of the year, right? I feel like we do have a better chance of winning the Stanley Cup than we did last year, for sure. So let me just stop the simulation here. Let's see how many games left. I want to keep an eye on this President's Trophy race. So we'll go with 3 games left, all right? Big game against Vancouver here. Come on, don't lose in the regulation. We need points. Ooh, is that a loss in regulation? If we have 29 losses, it was. I'll just go any draft. We're not going to have a high draft pick. Yeah, it was at 29. All right, so right now in the NHL, the first place team in the East is Tampa Bay and Montreal. They are tied with 99 points. And oh no, never mind. First place is your Chicago Blackhawks with 105 points. Second, Minnesota with 103. We are first in our division, the Pacific Division. And I think I saw the Phoenix Coyotes. They've won like 10 in a row or something like that. So they've been able to, yeah, let's see. I think I saw them win 10 in a row. It was all the way back here. All right, well, whatever. Yeah, there you go. The Coyotes have won 10 straight on fire. So we got to face the Coyotes right now. They're actually coming for our first in the Pacific Division. So if we can beat those guys, that would be huge. All right, and I don't know. We're 10 points behind Chicago, so no, it's not going to happen. So we're not going to win the President's Trophy this year, but still we can get home ice advantage in the first round. All right, so this is a big game against the Phoenix Coyotes, actually. Huge. Don't lose in regulation. Beat them. Oh, we lost in regulation to them. That's huge. That's a huge win for Phoenix. 11 in a row. They're firing on all cylinders. They're getting back in this. Jesus. All right, so let's see where we sit now. Now, we're still ahead of Phoenix by 1 point. So, yeah, we'd like to win these 2 games, man. LA, not a playoff team, it looks like. In Calgary, the last game of the year. We got to win that one. So, come on, boys. Don't have regulation losses. We've already had 2 in a row. We got to get back on track. Oh, my God, another regulation loss right before the end of the year. We're going to finish the year with like 4 regulation losses in a row. Come on, come back with a win. Come back with a win. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get a win last year. There you go, all right? So we ended the year with a win after a 4-game losing streak. That hurt us right there, that 4-game losing streak. But let's see if it's enough. All right, so we ended the year with 97 points. That win was huge right there. Phoenix would have passed us. All right, Phoenix would have definitely passed us. So let's see if, yeah, we'll just simulate ahead here. Let's see if we do end up getting the first in that division. Come on now. There you go. Yeah, there's a few more days here to simulate. All right, so round 1. Oh, yeah, he's happy with my 46 wins under the belt. Good. Round 1, we got the Vancouver Canucks. Very interesting now. Very interesting. So we'll do a whole season wrap-up. Stat Central. Yeah, we'll do all this. Team standings. All right, so let's see if our power play improved at all. Points in the NHL. So last year we won the Presidents. We didn't have a 100-point season this year. 97 points. But top 7 in the NHL. So, it's decent. Not as good as last year, though. Goals for per game. 13th in the NHL, so I would like that to increase. Maybe it did increase in this video, but that's something that I want to be a lot better. Goals against per game, that at least, going into the playoffs, that's the important stat right there, goals against. Montreal is ahead of us, but they're in the Eastern Conference, so we're fine with that. Maybe Thomas Hertl on Montreal is tearing it up, who knows? Power play percentage, 19th in the NHL, that is not good enough, 17.2%. So we got to increase that. Penalty kill percentage, first in the NHL. So the important stats, goals against and penalty kill is up there, which is good news. Home record, 24-14-3. Away record, 22-17-2. Our last 10, 4-5-1. So we kind of lost the season towards the end of the year. Maybe Joakim Anderson wasn't the right trade for our team, but it's already happened, so can't go back on it now. Player stats of the season, let's see. Let's see who had the good year and who didn't have the good year. Joe Thornton was like a 100-point guy last year, right? Or something like that. Let's see. Forwards. Yeah, Logan Couture, 74 points. So last year he had 84. This year 74. He had the same amount of goals. I guess it was just the lack of goals for Joe Thornton this year. If he had the same amount of points as he did last year, it would have Logan would have had more points. So Joe, more of a realistic season, 73 points, 27 goals, 46 assists. So great year for Logan and Joe. Joe Pavelski, 53 points on that second line. I would like that to be a little bit higher because he is 87 overall, but at least he hit the minimum. Brett Burns, only 49 points on the first line the whole year. That's not good enough. Last year he was a 30-30 man, which was more like it. This year, that's not even second line stats right there. So Brett Burns not the greatest. But again, we are first in the NHL for goals against, so we're more of a defensive orientated team this year. He's still a plus 17, right? So it's more of just a defensive what's it called? A defensive approach to our strategy. Brendan Gallagher, 47 points, 24 and 23. That's a pretty good second line year. If it was only 47 points and like 15 goals, not so much, but he did have the 24 goals, which is decent. Third line got us some points. All right, Joakim Anderson, only 16 points, but remember he probably played on the fourth or third line with the Detroit Red Wings. Hopefully this guy can be something special for us. All right, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Yep, McClemens. Yep, defensively. Let's see this. Dan Boyle, 36. Vlasic, 32. Shattenkirk, 31. So big come down year for Shattenkirk. That's okay, though. And then goalies, Nabokov, below 2 goals against average, 10-5-0, very good. Save percentage of 93.1. And Niemi, 2.24. All right, save percentage of 92.35. That's a great year for Niemi as well. All right, I'm not even going to complain about that. Forwards, let's go all the skaters in the NHL. Let's see who had the most goals this year. Steven Stamkos, Patrick Kane, Alexander Ovechkin. So remember, year 2, my rosters are going to change a little bit because players get better, players get worse. But at least you got Stamkos, Kane, and Ovechkin at the top of the list for goals. That makes sense. Assists, Crosby, Taves, St. Louis, Malkin, Eberle at the top. Makes sense, right? Points, Stamkos, Crosby, Taves, Malkin. There you go. I mean, that's why my roster changes, right? I like seeing those players at the top. Stamkos, Crosby getting 100 points, Taves getting 100 points. That's about right. All right, Ovechkin getting 91 points. There you go. All these players. Phil Kessel and JVR, point-of-game players. Yeah, that's about right. Perfect. Defense, Dmitry Kulikov, 57 points. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 56. So we had that kind of year last year with Shattenkirk, but we came down a little bit. And then goaltenders, can't really tell with the, games played, it's still all over the place. Carey Price had 54. Crawford only had 24 games played, though. Whatever. All right, so there you go. There are the stats for the year. What else is there? Yeah, there is the roster or the progress reports. Hang on. Progress reports. There you go. I think it's going to say the same as it. Yeah, it stays the same as it did last year. I don't understand these progress reports. Maybe they show the jump from the beginning of the year and they just stay there for the whole year. Who knows? All right, so there you go. So if you guys have any suggestions for the San Jose Sharks, let me know. I'm going to turn off the injuries and stuff in the next video, don't worry. But if you guys have everything and anything about our team, because this is the year we want to win that Stanley Cup, all right? So there you go. There is the lineups for the Year 2 playoffs. Phoenix versus Nashville, San Jose versus Vancouver, Chicago versus Colorado, Minnesota versus Winnipeg, and in the East, Tampa Bay versus Toronto, Montreal versus Buffalo, Philadelphia versus Boston, and the New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Let me know, boys, and I will see you in the next video.